All right, taking the Range 2.9er out for a test ride. Gonna go try a trail called Riders of Rohan, which is supposed to be steep, rocky, chunky. So this should be like the perfect home for this bike. So let's check it out. Then after that, we've got some straight up trail riding. Whoa. So I think an overall pretty good test of this bike's capabilities. Oh man, I really wish I remembered my bike shoes. Should be interesting. No grip. So this is my first time actually riding an all mountain like 29er. So I'm pretty pumped about it. Wow, this is rough and chunky. Cool. And the first time on this trail. Oh man, it just rolls over so nicely. Whoa. Compared to my 27.5 Rain, definitely feels like quicker handling or quicker front end, which I didn't really expect. Whoa. Oh man, I gotta take some air out of these tires. Big time. But yeah, this thing just wants to go, go, go. Whoa, this is awesome. All right, take it easy. Take it easy. First ride of the day on a new bike. Only the internet's watching. There's no need to go crazy. Oh. Let's try that. I also don't want to get flat. Whoa. So this was a 7.2, or a 9.2, I mean. So it's got Eagle. Haven't really got to try out the 52 Eagle-ness side of it yet, because we're just going down. But I hear we're gonna do some trail riding afterwards. Whoa, so that should be good. It is so loose, that is crazy. There we go. Whoa, guys. That's crazy. Just deep rocks. Oh, wow. Yeah, this thing's just tracking really nice. It was a quick setup, whoa. Quick setup down at the bottom for my suspension. Just feeling good. Very supple. I mean, it's got that horse link design, so that's what I would expect. Oh yeah, just flying over these roots. My feet are flying off the pedals. All right, doing a bit of a pedal. Gonna go hit Highline Trail. I'm just gonna leave the suspension in the open setting just to see how it does. I don't really notice too much pedal bob. Pretty solid platform. Really liking this Eagle shifter, at least here. It's definitely crisper than mine. I've got an NX shifter, so total opposite end of the range. But they both shift gears. So I can do without a little bit of crispness, I guess. I did feel a little higher up on the bike, almost kind of riding on top of it a bit compared to the Rain. The Rain, you feel a little bit more in the bike. I mean, it's pretty, I think this, you know, it's got a slacker head angle, smaller wheels, so you should be a little lower to the ground. Yeah, this thing feels really efficient, honestly. Was not expecting that. Everyone always calls it kind of the mini Orem, so I was expecting to be pretty, almost too plush or kind of mushy feeling, but it feels super tight. And I'm still in the totally open setting. Hey guys.
Hi.
See you down there. Shift, shift, shift. All right, let's go. Try it on some nice bermy kind of trails. Yeah. Whoa. All right. Yeah. Whoa. Oh yeah. Whoa. Loose. Definitely feels like it kind of wants to like push into the corners a little bit more. And I think I probably noticed that more so because I'm really not trusting my tire grip right now either. Whoa, one more. Yeah, it's pretty rocky. But it's fun, man. It just mows over everything. I feel like you kind of have to readjust like where you keep your body position. I feel like because it sits you a little higher, you got to kind of remember to sit lower, kind of more into the attack position than you normally would, just to kind of feel like you're in control a little bit, which is fine. I'm sure it's something you just get used to, as I kind of already am. Oh man, this thing is fun. That's awesome. So it was a surprising ride on this bike. More nimble than I thought in some situations. Like kind of technical stretches. It did push a little bit more into the corners, which I kind of expected for like bermed corners anyways. Yeah. Like stuff like those little rocks and some of the big ones that I just went over, it's just like nothing. They don't exist. Yeah. Oh. Clip the bar. All right, So we just got back from a pretty awesome test ride. I think one of the best possible test ride sort of tracks that you could take for this bike here, which is a 2017 Norco Range C9. So it's a 29er. It's brand new for this year. It's got 29-inch wheels, 160 mil travel on the front, 150 on the back. Like just an absolute monster. I gotta show you the part spec real quick. It's got a RockShox Lyric on the front, super plush, super smooth. I'm pretty used to how a fork like that feels because it's pretty similar on my bike. It's got a RockShox Super Deluxe rear shock on it with 3 positions. I found myself not really using the pedaling position very much. It was more so just, just full open and medium for any kind of climbing. It's got RockShox Eagle, not RockShox Eagle, SRAM Eagle, all the same thing anyways. Super nice. This is my first time riding Eagle. It was incredibly crisp shifts, which you would expect. But I found myself kind of putting it through its paces, sort of like worst case scenario for like a cassette and a rear derailleur, where you're going up, all of a sudden there's a super punchy climb with big rocks and you got to just jam through the gears as fast as you can with like maximum torque, and it just shifted. There was no grinding, there was no gross popping or anything like that. It was just boom, right to there. I've never had another cassette and derailleur be that smooth in that situation, so that's pretty sweet. Let's see what else. It's got some race face parts on it. This dropper, I actually thought they spec'd me with like a 125 mil or even like a 120 mil dropper on it because it just wasn't going very high, but I found out that it was just getting stuck. So it actually goes a little bit higher than that. They spec a 150 mil dropper on this thing, which if the dropper was working, that would have been perfect, but it wasn't. So that might be something to think about as far as reliability. Now this is like a tester bike, so this thing has been just mangled over the last few months, I'm sure. So it's a good test to see how the bike runs after it's really bedded in, you know, after lots of crazy shuttling and technical trails and all of that. So I really enjoyed it. I felt I was riding pretty high, like kind of like what I said earlier in my video. But once again, you know, I find if you get more into the attack position than let's say you would normally do, I think it was good. It tracked really well. It pushed a little in the corners, but I think I would get used to that pretty fast. I think that's about it. It's got Guide RS brakes, which I love. I had them on my last bike. I've got Guide Rs on my current bike. Tons of modulation. It was good. I had brand new fresh pads on this thing on the front, and we just dived right into a super steep technical trail. So it was interesting for the first little bit, as you saw. Once I bedded in, it was awesome as usual. I am a little bit surprised that they spec'd. That to me looks like a 180 mil rotor. I would think that they would put a 200 mil rotor on this kind of a bike, especially with the wheel size and kind of its intended application, which is super fast enduro racing, really. So I'd love to see a bigger rotor on there for sure. But other than that, I mean, this thing is ready to go. Carbon frame, it's lighter than you would think it would be. Overall, super amazing bike. I really enjoyed it. There would be a couple of changes I would make, maybe even beefier rubber on the front. No, never mind. That's already a 2.5. Running tubeless, I wasn't running tubeless, so I would love to run lower pressures in this for what the kind of stuff I was riding to try and get a little bit more grip. But yeah, other than that, this thing is mint. Loved it. So yeah, so that was my test ride review for the Norco Range 29er. Go check it out for yourself sometime.